Do you feel you're moving too slowly and can't keep up with the daily grind? Think about these veeery slow animals and how much faster you are than them. Have you already seen any of them moved? Well, don't sleep, because we're going to watch them slowly one by one. Here are the top 5 slowest animals in the world and where to find them. If you've ever heard the fable The Tortoise and the Hare, you may have guessed that a tortoise would make this list. The Galapagos tortoise is one of the giant tortoise subspecies. They only move about 60 yards every 10 minutes. This is a pace of about 0.186 miles per hour. This means it could take all day for a giant tortoise to move just 4 miles. Some giant tortoises may move a bit faster with a maximum speed of around 1.2 miles an hour. Giant tortoises are among the world's longest living animals, with an average lifespan of 100 years or more. The Madagascar radiated tortoise Tuai was 188 at her death in Tonga in 1965. Harriet, initially thought to be one of the 3 Galapagos tortoises brought back to England from Charles Darwin's Beagle voyage, but later shown to be from an island not even visited by Darwin. Was reported by the Australia Zoo to be 176 years old when she died in 2006. Also, on March 23, 2006, an Aldabra giant tortoise named Udvada died at the Alipur Zoological Gardens in Kolkata. He was brought to the zoo in the 1870s from the estate of Lord Clive and is thought to have been around 255 years old when he died. Around the time of its discovery, they were caught for food in such large numbers that they became virtually extinct by 1900. Giant tortoises are now protected by strict conservation laws and are categorized as threatened species. Threetoed sloths are very slow animals. Most of the day, they stay in the treetops and hardly move at all. It is believed that their very low metabolic rate is the reason that this mammal is so slow. Sloths move at a speed of just 1 foot each minute, or about 0.011 miles per hour. This is such a slow speed that algae even grows on their coats. Threetoed sloths are arboreal, with a body adapted to hang by their limbs. Large, curved claws and muscles specifically adapted for strength and stamina help sloths to keep a strong grip on tree branches. The abdominal organs close to their diaphragm, such as their stomach, liver and kidneys, are attached to their lower ribs by fibrinous adhesions, which prevent the weight of these organs from compressing their lungs when hanging, making inhalation easier. They live high in the canopy, but descend once a week to defecate on the forest floor. During this week-long interval, their feces and urine accumulate to about a third of their total body mass. It takes about a month for a single leaf to pass through their 4-chambered stomach and digestive tract. Although they get most of their fluids from the leaves that they eat, they have been observed drinking directly from rivers. Because of their slow metabolism, they do not need to ingest many leaves on a daily basis, but when ambient temperatures are high, the symbiotic microbes and bacteria present in their gut will break down and ferment food at a faster rate. Conversely, when temperatures are lower, sloths will consume less, which is opposite to what has been observed in most other mammals. Only very few species of sloths are found at higher altitudes, and these are found to have thicker coats than those living in lower altitudes. Some of the extinct species of sloths were able to tolerate cooler temperatures, but researchers believe this was probably due to thicker fur, larger size, larger muscle mass, and more access to a constant food supply. Their long, coarse fur often appears greenish, not due to pigment, but to algae growing on it. Sloths' greenish color and their sluggish habits provide an effective camouflage. Hanging quietly, sloths resemble a bundle of leaves. They move between different trees up to 4 times a day, although they prefer to keep to a particular type of tree, which varies between individuals. Most starfish move very slowly. Some only travel about 15 centimeters each minute. This works out to be about 0.05 miles per hour. A starfish's arms have special tubes that they use for moving. If a starfish is looking to travel a farther distance, it may use the ocean currents to help it move more quickly. Starfish or sea stars are star-shaped echinoderms belonging to the class Asteroidea. Common usage frequently finds these names being also applied to ophiuroids, which are correctly referred to as brittle stars or basket stars. Starfish are also known as asteroids due to being in the class Asteroidea. About 1,900 species of starfish live on the seabed in all the world's oceans, from warm, tropical zones to frigid, polar regions. They are found from the intertidal zone down to abyssal depths, at 6,000 meters below the surface. Did you know that garden snails only move about 1 meter each hour? This is a pace of around 0.006 miles per hour. To move, the garden snail's boneless foot makes muscular contractions. Cornu aspersum or Cryptomphalus aspersus, known by the common name garden snail, is a species of land snail in the family Helicidae, which includes some of the most familiar land snails. Of all terrestrial mollusks, this species may well be the most widely known. It was classified under the name Helix aspersa for over 2 centuries, but the prevailing classification now places it in the genus Cornu. The snail is relished as a food item in some areas, but it is also widely regarded as a pest in gardens and in agriculture, especially in regions where it has been introduced accidentally, and where snails are not usually considered to be a menu item. Sloths may be the slowest land animals, but sea anemones are even slower that made them to top 1 in our list. Most of the time, sea anemones stay still attached to rocks or coral. They like to hunt fish or another pretty that swim close by. However, they will occasionally move from their position. Based on time-lapse photography, it is estimated that sea anemones only move about 1 centimeter an hour. To move, a sea anemone uses its pedal disc to slowly shift along on a rock or coral. They are also able to swim and float. Sea anemones are a group of predatory marine invertebrates constituting the order Actiniaria. Because of their colorful appearance, they are named after the anemone, a terrestrial flowering plant. Sea anemones are classified in the phylum Cnidaria, class Anthozoa, subclass Hexacorallia. As cnidarians, sea anemones are related to corals, jellyfish, tube-dwelling anemones, and hydra. Unlike jellyfish, sea anemones do not have a medusa stage in their life cycle. Sea anemones breed by liberating sperm and eggs through the mouth into the sea. The resulting fertilized eggs develop into planula larvae which, after being planktonic for a while, settle on the seabed and develop directly into juvenile polyps. Sea anemones also breed asexually by breaking in half or into smaller pieces which regenerate into polyps. Sea anemones are sometimes kept in reef aquariums. The global trade in marine ornamentals for this purpose is expanding and threatens sea anemone populations in some localities, as the trade depends on collection from the wild. We have encountered some of the most astonishingly slow creatures that nature has to offer. From sea anemone to the deliberate sloth to the unhurried giant tortoise, these animals remind us that speed isn't always the key to survival. Instead, they've adapted their own unique strategies to navigate their environments at their own pace. As we marvel at their unhurried ways, let's take a moment to appreciate the diversity of life on our planet, where even the slowest among us play a vital role in the grand tapestry of existence. So, whether we're sprinting or strolling, remember that each step, no matter how fast or slow, is part of the incredible dance of life. Like the video? Subscribe now and get notified for more amazing videos.